Hi folks, how are all of you? As always, a pleasure to connect and speak with you on contemporary topics which are to do with life and careers. And if that is something which is of interest to you, probably you should consider liking and subscribing to this channel. A very interesting topic being discussed today. If you are somebody who's been following this channel or subscribing, who has subscribed to this channel, you'll understand that we speak a lot about the need to create alternative sources of income because extreme dependency on your day job is getting more and more riskier. The job landscape is changing in a very big way. The impact of tools like artificial intelligence is really hitting hard, cutting across sectors, cutting across functional areas. So whichever functional area you are in, whichever skills you are in, even if you are in a niche skills, there is a fair amount of vulnerability in your career, and that vulnerability also means what essentially will take a big hit immediately in the near future is your salary. A dependency on your single salary, if you're a breadwinner of a family, is going to be extremely risky and dicey, and that is why very often we probably speak in this channel about the need for creating alternative sources of income, having multiple avenues of income, and what is popularly called as passive income. One caveat, by no stretch of imagination, is what I speak about passive income is exhaustive here. It is extremely indicative. There are numerous channels which specialize in how you can make passive income, how you can really become great, become rich, or become wealthier by working on passive income. Here, the whole idea or the whole intent of me creating this very short and informative podcast is to just give you a sprinkling of ideas as to what really is passive income, and more importantly, if you are somebody who's on a full-time job now, essentially the primary thought which comes to our mind is there going to be a conflict of interest in my present job? And if there is a conflict of interest, then probably we are not going to be able to pursue it. We will talk about avenues which are not a conflict of interest in your present job, primarily because most people are doing this. Most people are pursuing these kind of options, and what, again, as I say, is what I mention here is just an indication of the kind of opportunities which are there in front of you to consider. As I said, there are hundreds and hundreds of ways in which you can create passive income for yourself, but of course, depending on your skills and competencies, depending on what you are good at, depending on what skills you think are easily are something which you can easily pick up. So these are the factors which come into play when you really look at opportunities to earn more income or earn more revenues for yourself and the welfare of your family. So I'll quickly list out some broad ideas which you can brood on, you can think about, and you can work on over a period of time and see which works for you and which doesn't work for you. And in all these, I would say if you really want an in-depth understanding or knowledge of these specific topics which I mentioned, I think you can take recourse to numerous YouTube videos. You could probably resort to forums like Udemy, which teach. I think there are hundreds and hundreds of informative courses for every single thing you can think of on platforms like Udemy, Coursera, etc. I leave it to your choice as to what is the kind of learning you want to put yourselves through itself. But what is very important is, as I keep saying, the mindset change has to be there, because maybe our previous generation, maybe our parents' generation was the kind of generation where once they started off in a particular job, they probably safely retired only in the same job. I mean, many of our dads, if you know, would have joined a public sector company or a age-old brick and mortar private sector company, and that's all. They had nothing to worry. Annual increments used to happen religiously, grade changes used to happen religiously, and for sure, for the rest of their lives, their career track or career trajectory is safe. Nothing will happen to them until the age of retirement, which is probably 58 or 60 or 62, depending on if they are in the government or private sector. Unfortunately, that is not the case in the case of most of us. We all are exposed to the private sector, and the private sector today is getting more and more operating on the whims and fancies of the promoters. In the more recent past, we keep seeing promoters talk a whole lot about the need for working for 100 hours a week, 70 hours a week, making people work on Sundays, not really care much about work-life balance, and so on and so forth. And primarily because most of these organizations have to also at some point pander to the whims and fancies of the promoters. So irrespective of how professional they want to portray themselves to the world, at some point I think what becomes a differentiator is the kind of slogging you will do compared to others. And unfortunately, that also is going to be a very, very measurable yardstick in the coming years, which is why things like performance appraisals, etc., can become very, very biased. And it is in this backdrop, or it is in this perspective, it is extremely important for us to probably start thinking very, very seriously about passive income in a big way. And I always resort to what I say very, very often to myself and to others. The biggest regret you'll have in things like these, in things like working on your passive income, things like you always thinking that, oh, why did I always depend only on my salary? Why didn't I create more avenues for my own personal wealth and savings? In this, you'll always regret, why didn't I start it 10 or 20 years ago? And it is that which is very, very important, and that is a decisive factor which will probably help you in a very, very, very big way if you start off early. So I'm depending on where you are in life, depending on which point of your career you're on, depending on how safe your career trajectory is or how vulnerable your career trajectory is, I'd probably urge you to take a considered call on whether you want to really consider passive income in a big way. And if you are considering, for sure this very, very short podcast is going to help you in a big way. Some of the options which we can look at is, first, I think, is what is very, very popularly known as content writing and content marketing. And again, broadly it is called as content marketing, content writing. Of course, there are numerous avenues, and the first thought which comes to your mind when you really talk about content writing is, oh no, I'm not a great writer. Oh, look, you are good in your own way, you're good in your own style, and as long as you can write a couple of pages, be it official correspondence, be it a letter to someone, be it an internal email, as long as you are equipped with that kind of knowledge and competency, I think you are essentially a writer. I'm not trying to undermine the great writers of all times, but what I'm saying is becoming a writer is not very, very hard as long as you choose you very, very clearly choose what you want to write on. I mean, are you good at non-fiction? Are you good at your subject area? For example, if you're a coding professional, you'll find it extremely interesting to write about software related issues, contemporary trends in technology and things like that. Similarly, if you're a marketing professional, you'll probably spontaneously think about how you can articulate views on marketing, digital marks, etc. So depending on which functional area which is your domain is, you can really pick up these skills and that basic inclination to become a writer. There are numerous courses for how you should become a good writer and things like that. You can resort to that, and based on these inputs, you can probably launch your own personal branded website, which also will carry advertisements. Like that, you can launch your own blogs, which can be ad driving blogs at some point. Traffic generated to your blog also generates your revenues in a big way, and like that, there are numerous other avenues. You can probably create some writing gigs based on your specialties on independent freelancing platforms like Fiverr, and there are a whole lot of platforms. Fiverr, Upwork are a couple of them. There are probably 10 other platforms which I may not really know, and these platforms really reward freelancers, and again, there is no conflict of interest for you. You can really probably use content writing, content marketing in whatever way. This can be in the form of books, in the form of articles, in the form of creating marketing collateral. There are 100 ways in which you can market your writing. So in that way, I think content writing and content marketing are options which have a huge huge canvas. Of course, one would say that artificial intelligence is really taking away a lot of content writing options. But if you're probably somebody who's extremely good in your particular niche, I think that is not going to be replaced by AI. And in that sense, I think creating platforms where you express yourself, be it personal websites, be it a professional website, be it a information website, whatever it is, I think whatever is a manifestation of that, I think that is probably going to give you some more of revenues in the long run, and that indeed is a big form of passive income. And the best thing is it is not something which will bring in any conflict of interest, because end of the day you're only marketing your knowledge, which is not in conflict with your day job. So that content marketing and content writing is a huge option. As I said, there are many other manifestations of it. The next one is, I think, logical extension of content writing, publishing your own books. Publishing books has become very, very easy thanks to the online ecosystem. You have on Amazon, you got what is called as the KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing option, and like Amazon, you have numerous other sites. I think I'm not really remembering many of those names. I think there is one Draft to Digital, multiple sites. All you have to do is to probably take the help of Google or any of these search engines to find out where you can publish books. And it is very, very relatively easy to publish books now. All you have to probably you have to decide on what is the kind of book you want to write, what is the kind of length of the book you write, and quickly create a draft which is compliant with these publishing platforms, and upload a cover, and then they also help you on the pricing model. And once this is done, you can probably immediately put your books on sale, immediately after which I think the revenues are immediately shared with you on a monthly basis, depending on how much of sales or how much of online sales your books generate. So again, these websites also have a offline publishing option where the print copies of your books are also sold to people. So once you upload your online or digital version of the book, I think these websites broadly take care of also giving people the option of print copies of those books, which again there are models for revenues and things like that. Besides that, of course, you also can reach out to offline publishers if you think your content is very unique, your content is very good, and your book is going to be worthy of a read for people in that particular target audience. I think you can reach out offline publishers, which again will generate you a lot of royalties and things like that. So that is a logical extension of what I said earlier, something to do with writing, where you really are selling your skills in terms of creating books and things like that. Again, in the books, you have two broad areas. One is a hard knowledge which you have, and also you have soft knowledge which you have. Soft knowledge is in huge demand now. Skills on interviewing, skills on passing tests, skills on coaching, skills on problem solving. There are thousands and thousands of topics which you can look at, and if you probably can express your thoughts on these lines and create a series of short books, I think that is also going to be highly marketable. So as I said, books are a huge market, and something which will probably give you passive income for a very, very long time. Again, you can keep writing more and more books depending on your interest, your time commitments and things like that. The next thing is, I think, podcasting. Podcasting is emerging as a huge opportunity now. I think everybody is resorting to podcasting, and if you probably have a particular niche where you can create podcasts, I think that is also going to have a huge market. There are millions and millions of people who are tuning into podcasts, and if you probably can create podcasts on a select set of topics on a regular basis and upload it on these podcast publishing sites, I think that again is going to give you ad revenues and things like that. As I keep saying again and again, these are all only indicative thoughts, and if you really want to get into that particular area, you probably have to do much more research. As I said, videos Likewise, I think you also have courses on Udemy as to how you should do podcasting. That besides, people really conduct numerous training programs which are relatively cheap for the knowledge they give. I think that is again another option. But in all this, what I said, what is very important is, as I say, the mindset change in yourself, that you cannot really no more depend on a singular source of income for the rest of your life. Those days have changed. So unless otherwise that mindset is changing in you, and you probably willfully want to work and create multiple streams of revenues, that mindset change is required to do any of these things. So I was talking about podcasts. Similarly, logical extension of podcast, you can also make audio books and publish them in there are numerous sites like Spotify is extremely popular platform. Amazon Music is an extremely popular platform. You got many other platforms which it is very difficult for me to list out exhaustively. I think Apple has got their own platforms for publishing ebooks. Audible again is a huge platform. So there are at least 10 other avenues where you can publish audiobooks. The biggest advantage with audiobooks is that once you have a book written already, I think then it is going to be very easy to probably read it out in the form of audiobooks. And if you probably don't think your voice, tone and tenor are going to be nice for that, you can always take the help of people who are good at it. They will probably for a fee create an audiobook for you and give it to you so that you can launch and market it appropriately. As I keep saying, in all these things, it is not important for us to do everything on our own. There is tremendous amount of help available there and outside in the freelance world. There are $10, $5 gigs on Fiverr where people help you with just about everything. You want a cover for a podcast, they make and give it to you. You want better quality of whatever output you've given already. I think there are solutions available on platforms like Fiverr. So that it is a huge process. As long as you have the urge to do that, I think you will probably pick up these things in no time, and you probably will become extremely successful over a period of time. As I said, this is all passive income, and once an income stream starts generating, this is going to be a passive income stream for really the rest of your life. If you probably pick up 2-3 areas where you're good and you create those independent businesses, those businesses are going to stand by you forever. Like your day job gives you compensation every single month. I think these options are going to give you regular streams of income which will hit your bank account on a regular basis. Again, I don't want to mislead you by saying that all this can happen overnight. No, it is not possible. You really have to slog it out initially, maybe at least for 3 to 6 months or even 1 year. But once things are set in that direction, then it will probably with remarkable ease that you start seeing these sources of revenues come to you, and there is nothing more satisfying for you than thinking or being totally assured that even if there is something wrong going to happen in your job front temporarily, I think this passive income streams will really give you a lot of cushion to play around, particularly on the personal front, so that your life becomes comfortable. As I keep saying, all other talk, all these general talk that money is not important in life, values are important, etc., is very easy to profess. But the fact remains that money is a bedrock of your well-being and your family's well-being, and in that sense, it is very important for you to look at passive income in a very serious way. Second thing is, I think the other option in this list of thing is, I think you can probably teach online courses. I think you can upload your courses on platforms like Udemy. There are again Coursera. There are a number of options you can upload courses on. And again, when I say upload courses, it is not really tough. Every single course probably has at best content of about 6 to 8 hours, which are split into multiple chapters and topics. So that is all the kind of work is required. Once you do some research on what kind of courses are being bought by people, what people are interested in, and what are the trending topics in which courses are in demand, then probably if you work on some of those areas which you are very good at, I think all it requires is to probably create the course once, in terms of shooting the course, creating the course material, and probably putting it online. All this probably will mean, I think one good course will require 1 month of hard work. I think there are even people who put up they put up courses every single week on Udemy. I think there are people who are good at it, but provided I'm assuming that you got other commitments, and if you have so many other commitments, you can probably upload one course every month, depending on what your skills and competencies are, depending on what is the knowledge you can share with the world and things like that. Of course, as I said, a fair amount of research will be required for you to see what is in demand, because there's no point in creating a course which is not going to be demand. So if you probably see that marriage of what is a good handshake between a supply and a demand, I think those courses are going to really become a huge revenue earners for you for the rest of your life. Again, tremendous amount of help is going to be available for you online on platforms like even Udemy. Udemy's got 1,000 courses or hundreds of courses on how you can create online courses. Of course, Udemy is top of the mind recall for me, but you got at least 10 other platforms you can upload these online courses and teach people what you're good at. Again, as I said earlier, on books and audiobooks, you can create courses on both hard knowledge as well as soft knowledge. Hard knowledge is something which to do with the domain area, but soft knowledge courses also are in tremendous demand. Things like how to be a better coach, how to be a better parent, how to manage your anger. You can go on and on and on, and depending on what you're good at, there is a huge demand for that kind of courses. I think that is another area which is a huge opportunity for passive income. The next one is what is popularly known as social media marketing and digital marketing. Again, social media marketing and digital marketing essentially doesn't involve too much of hard skills, I would say. What is required is an understanding of social media platforms, what are the dynamics there, and what all opportunities are available for you to probably help people in there. Like, for example, you have Facebook ads, sales through Facebook ads, Instagram ad sales, Twitter marketing. Again, all this means that you need to really probably just familiarize yourself with these opportunities in these areas, and combine that with your quest for better writing or better content delivery, and become a digital marketing professional on a freelance way. I mean, even if you work with independent clients or small and big clients or even individuals, it requires a very, very little time outlay for you if you are pursuing it part-time. Maybe your free times, your weekends will be good enough for you to venture into that area. Again, here what happens is we're not talking about you setting up your own company in that area. No, we're only talking about how you can probably supplement your income by resorting to a whole lot of things, which include all this, which I mentioned till now. There are numerous other like this. You can go on and on as to what are the opportunities are there. As I said, if you probably do some research on the internet, you probably will see. I mean, what I listed till now is probably only the tip of the iceberg. You like this? I think quickly I just did some research on the internet, and I found people listing almost about 50 opportunities where you can earn passive income. What I've mentioned to you is probably less than 10, but what I'm saying is, what I mentioned to you is just a tip of the iceberg. There are huge opportunities available depending on who you are, depending on what you are, depending on what you are good at, depending on what you can showcase to the world, and also more importantly, depending on what is not a conflict of interest to what your day job is. If your day job is coding, obviously you cannot, I doubt if you can train people on coding, but there are a number of other things which you know, which you can train people on and make money. I think that is no conflict of interest, and that is something which you should do in the interest of your career trajectory, in the interest of giving you and your family an extremely comfortable life. There are many other, for example, I also wanted to mention about WordPress marketing. That is a huge opportunity, helping people launch their own personal websites, professional websites, company websites. I think WordPress has revolutionized that front, and anybody who has got some basic interest can become experts on WordPress with some amount of training. So if you are one of those who has got an inclination for designing website, designing content content for clients, I think you can always pick up some clients and help them in setting up their sites, and subsequently follow up. I think there's a lot of opportunities in that, where you've got search engine optimization of SEOs, search engine optimization of sites. You've got marketing these websites. Then subsequently, as a follow through to that, you got things like email marketing, targeted ads, placement of ads, goes on and on. I think I want to confess that I'm just not an expert on all these things, but I wanted to highlight to you that there are a wealth of opportunities available for freelancing without any conflict of interest with your present assignment. So as I said, these are some of the opportunities which are, well, of course, last but not the least, becoming a YouTuber is a huge opportunity nowadays. YouTube has revolutionized people's quest for sharing knowledge, and also if you probably click well and do it right, you really can make a lot of money from YouTube revenues as well. So that is again another avenue. As I said, by no stretch of imagination is this an exhaustive list of freelancing opportunities or passive income opportunities, but I just wanted to quickly walk you through some of these opportunities which probably are easily doable, and also just to tune your mind into the direction of why passive income is important, and why also passive income generation is not that difficult. I'm sure you found this useful. As I said, you should excuse me for not being exhaustive. Maybe I've just graced the top of the field, but the field is huge, the field is large. As I said, I myself have seen a course which talks about passive income generation, which teaches about passive income generation, talking about almost 50 to 60 options where you can generate passive income. But what is pertinent and important for us in the whole thing is that we have to ensure our careers, and we have to ensure ourselves against any potential job losses or potential cut in compensation or loss in compensation because of the changes which are having in the job marketplace. So most importantly, bear that in mind, and if you bear that in mind, you'll be able to appreciate what I told you until now much better. Take recourse to multiple videos on the topic if you really want to pursue them. As I said, there are hundreds and hundreds of channels which specialize just in passive income, and my intent is to just give you just walk you through the basic or fundamental thought process of how you can generate passive income for yourself. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'm sure you found this extremely useful, and if you found it so, I'll urge you to share it with people who might be interested. All the very best for you in your life and career, and I wish you have a regular stream of passive income besides your day job. All the best. Thank you.